What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is July 25th of 2024. I am here at one of my local streams, and the hope today is that we're going to do a little bit of micro fishing. And the reason for that is because we've had some bad weather pass through this week, and it's been raining pretty much on and off from the start of the week, Monday, to now it's Thursday. So we had rain come in Monday, we had rain on Tuesday, we had rain yesterday, and now it's Thursday. So we're going to be targeting some smaller bodies of water because most of the main creeks and rivers and stuff around here are going to be washed out. So I'm hoping some of the smaller creeks will not be as crazy and we'll still be able to get some fishing done. From the looks of it, this little body of water here connects to one of the creeks that I fish a lot during the spring, but even this looks a lot cloudier than it usually is. But the more I walk upstream, it looks like it's getting a little clearer. So we're gonna hope I'm gonna be able to see some fish in here. I saw some dace, not big enough to get on the hook though. I got some worms from the woods over here, so we got the micro rod today, and on here we got the Gamakatsu Ultimate hooks right here. So these are even smaller than the Tanago hooks, so these will be able to catch a fish of pretty much any size, well, any small size I should say. So we're gonna bait that up with a little bit of worm, and we're gonna see if we can catch some fish today. We're going for species, not size. That's the reason we're micro fishing. So we're gonna be traveling around to some different spots, and hopefully you can find some cleaner water to fish and find some cool species today. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Stick around and stay tuned, and I'll be able to get some fish on the board in a minute here, hopefully. All right, now I've spotted some fish in this hole here, so hopefully we can get one on the bite. See what these guys are. Hope we got one. Oh, and we dropped it. Dang it. All right, I think that there will definitely get their attention. So let's try this again. We're just gonna drop it down right where the school is at. Yep, instant hit. Let's see what we got here. This is definitely a shiner. Pretty nondescript. Actually, this could be a juvenile fall fish too. Doesn't look like a shiner the more I look at it. And we'll take some shots and we'll leave the actual ID in the description, or in the subtitles, I mean. Alright guys, he's a tiny guy, but we got our second species of the day, and this is a juvenile creek chub. At least that's what it appears to be, and you see all those black spots on them? Those are not supposed to be there. Those are a type of parasite. Now we don't have the tools to remove those, so he's going to go back in the water the way he is, but that's not a good sign for the health of these fish here. So we're going to let this little guy go back to the pool we caught him from. But not supposed to look like that. Alright, I see some micros in this pool in front of me. Oh, just had a bite. There's a fish. Oh, he dropped it. Dang it. That was another species for the day. That's a big one. We got him on the bank this time, thankfully. Alright. There's our eastern black-nosed dace, the most common species of dace you will find here in Chester County. This is one of the members of the riffle dace family. So that is the eastern black-nosed dace. That is our third species of the day. Its relative, the long-nosed dace, is a good bit harder to find here in Chester County, but that is the eastern black-nosed dace here. So we're going to take a shot at this guy and then we're going to let him go. Got another eastern black-nosed dace here. This one actually stayed on the hook for us. There he is. Pretty little guy. We already have this species today though, so we're not going to take a picture of this one. We're just going to let him go. This is about as far as I usually walk up this little branch here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move spots and target another species that is found in this area. But I've only found them in one particular creek. So I think I'm going to go there, and then we'll try some other spots from there once we get our target. Alright guys, we made it to our next spot for sculpin. There is a sculpin I see right here though. Let's see if we can get him to bite. Spooked a lot of stuff. There's a lot of mud right here. It just sunk down pretty good. Oh, got the sculpin. Oh, he fell off. It's like a fathead minnow or something here. I'm trying to catch, but he's very particular about how he wants the bait. Alright, I spotted another sculpin. Let's see, hopefully he can take the bait. That guy's a little bit bigger. I might need a bigger slice of worm for him. Oh, got him. There we go. Another species for the day, and that is the slimy sculpin right there. This is the most abundant species of sculpin you can find here in Chester County, as far as I know. If you go down to the southern reaches of Chester County, Pennsylvania, you can probably find blue ridge sculpin here, but this is the most abundant species, and this is the slimy sculpin. So let's take a shot of this guy and let's let him go. Alright guys, we got another fish. I believe this is a fathead minnow. This is the first fathead minnow I've observed out of this creek, so we are going to go ahead and take a shot of this guy over here on safe ground. But that is what that should be. I didn't expect to come across this species today, but that's pretty cool. This is my first time finding them in a wild creek here. There you go guys, it's a little bit of a better... There he is. Pretty little guy. We're going to go ahead, take a shot of him, and then we're going to let him go. But that is another slimy sculpin right there. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and let her... Man, my video releases have not been good today. I keep trying to get a good video release and there's not been good. There's another slimy sculpin right by that rock there. I bet you can't see him, but he's right there. You can just see the little patterns on his body. These guys blend so well with their surroundings. Alright, I wasn't planning on fishing this spot very long, but after seeing that fathead minnow and catching one, my interest has kind of peaked a little bit because I hadn't seen that species here before. So I'm going to walk down a little bit further and see what's up, because it's later in the year. It is now July 25th, so we're nearly in August now. So maybe there's some new stuff that shows up here in the warmer weather. But it looks like that's going to be short-lived because it is way overgrown back there. That was not like that earlier this year. There's no way I'm reaching down to where I had found a opening before. It looks like it could hold more fish. So it looks like we're gonna have to call it for this spot after just deciding we weren't gonna call it for this spot. So let's get out of here and go to our next spot and hopefully track down another interesting species of fish. Alright guys, we got here another fish. Now this is either a creek chub or a very washed out Allegheny pearl dace. I'm not 100% which one it is, and we just lost it, so we will not be able to get photos of it either. I think that was just a creek chub though. Here's another fish. Let's see if we can hold on to this guy a little bit better. Now this guy has the same appearance, so I'm gonna see if we can get some shots of him and look at him further. Well guys, we're making our way to the spot where I found Allegheny pearl dace earlier this year in March. Now, this is the tunnel that had a little bit of water in it when I was walking through it in that video, and now there's like hardly any water in the tunnel here. The creek is crystal clear, which is a huge difference from that other end I was at. Immediately I can see some dace. Hard to say whether those are eastern blacknose or Allegheny pearl dace from this perspective, but water is super clear, like crystal clear, which is crazy with how much rain we've gotten in the past week, that this tunnel doesn't have any water in it, and this water is super clear, completely different from the other end that I was fishing just before this. That is wild. So we're gonna give this a try, see if we can find an Allegheny pearl dace now in July. So 4 months from when we last caught one. We're gonna see if they're still here. Well guys, this is the exact cut in the bank here that I found a school of Allegheny pearl dace living in just 4 months ago in March, and now there is pretty much no water here. So maybe they got pushed down further. There's just little patches of water here and there, but nothing like a creek. With how much rain we got, it means that there has to be some sort of interference happening somewhere where water is not getting to this creek bed. Not a good sign. Not at all. Well, out of this dried up creek we did find one fish, and that is a little creek chub here. Not what I wanted to find out of this spot, but that's what we got. Don't believe this to be an Allegheny pearl dace because it has a spot at the dorsal fin there. It does have a little bit of pearl color. We'll see, maybe I got the ID wrong and that is our Allegheny pearl dace, but looks very creek chubbish to me. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to spot number 3, and this is a spot that I've never fished before. We are over in King of Prussia. I see some fish swimming down there. Look like to be dace of some sort. Possibly eastern blacknose dace, also possibly longnose dace. So we're going to get our bait down there and see if any of these guys want to bite. Alright, first fish from here is going to be a very large eastern blacknose dace. We're going to unhook this guy and get back in there. Second fish from this spot is a creek chub, so rather boring start so far. Let's let him go. There's some sunfish down here. Let's see if the mini rod can handle the sunfish. And put a bigger chunk of worm on there and see if that entices them. Even looks like there's a little bass in here. Alright guys, I tied on a little bit of a bigger hook. I got my split shot a little further up, and we're going to get revenge on those sunfish. I don't see many micro species here that would be that exciting to catch, so messing around with the sunfish it is. Hopefully they don't break this rod. Alright, here they go. Nope, that was the creek chub. We don't want the creek chub. Already got the creek chub today. There's a sunfish. Let's see what we got here. Looks like a green sunfish. Very pretty. Got some orange on the fins there. Let's take a shot and release this guy. Alright, last look at our sunfish here. He doesn't look entirely green sunfish like. Could possibly be a hybrid. We're gonna go ahead and let him go. Alright, well that happened fairly quickly. We still got our bait on here, so let's see if we can do it again and hopefully avoid the creek chub. All right, well, we officially failed in avoiding the creek chub because that is what's on the hook right now. Slimy guy. There he is. Here, sunfish, sunfish. There's another fish. What do we have here? Similar to that last one we caught. Another green sunfish, I believe. Well, the patterns are kind of cool. There you go, guys. We got another species here. Let's see if I can get a hand on him. Come on, buddy. There you go. That is a red breast sunfish, and that is our 7th species of the day. Pretty decent one. Decent one for the micro rod, at least. Pretty guy. Go ahead, take a shot, and we'll release him. Alright guys, there's our red breast sunfish. Time to let him go back in the water. Alright. Let's see if I can see any other species here we can target. Looks like most of the sunfish are just green sunfish and red breast sunfish. And the fish I thought are bass are just giant creek chubs, it looks like. So, not sure if there's anything left for us that we still need for the day, but we'll see. I know there's some white sucker I've seen, but we're probably not going to get them this style. But we'll take a walk down to the bridge here, see if we see anything interesting. Alright guys, I just got one more green sunfish here. I believe that is how we're going to end things today. It was a remotely good, relatively good fishing session. I didn't think it was going to be super great with all the rain we got recently. I knew it was not going to be our traditional style of video where we just go out and creek stomp for a day. But we did it today, micro style. And we ended up catching 7 different species of fish, if I counted correctly. There's still some I have to straighten out the ID on. There was the one creek chub that kind of looks suspicious from the one spot, so I have to make sure that's actually a creek chub, although I think it is. So probably nothing exciting there, but if any of the ideas I mentioned changes, you will see that in these subtitles below. There's a lot of white sucker surrounding the bottom right here, but I don't have the type of gear to try and catch one of those, and they're already on the life list anyway, so nothing we're missing out on here that we need for the list. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here and go home. It's now a little past 2 p.m. in the afternoon now, and I started fishing around 9 a.m. so we've been out a little while. So time to call it a day and go back home, eat some food, and enjoy the rest of the evening. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, maybe learned a little bit, a thing or two about fish identification here in the southeast of Pennsylvania. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.